Here we are. We're in the kindergarten classroom. We're live. Very exciting.
Hello.
Good afternoon. So I'm here at Fieldstone, and I'd like to welcome you not only to Fieldstone, but also to our beautiful kindergarten classroom. And of course, I'd like to welcome you to our first ever Facebook Live event. Now for this event, we will not be taking questions live. I just would like to note that. This is meant to be a nice comprehensive peek into our rich life at Fieldstone Kindergarten and an introduction, of course, to our teacher and all that the program has to offer. And then if you do have questions, we encourage you to ask those, but could you please put them in the comments on Facebook and perhaps put your email. That would be much appreciated, and then we'll reach out to you that way and respond to any questions you might have. We really encourage you to give us your feedback, and we'll look forward to connecting with you after the event. So, without further ado, could you give us a tour of the kindergarten classroom,
Yes.
Mr. Birch?
So my name is Mr. Birch. Welcome to our kindergarten classroom here at Fieldstone. So I guess we'll start, right here in the corner. This is where we have our circle time. So if you want to go down circle carpet, we have our carpet down here. We all have our nice spots on the corners, nice and separate. We always start our mornings here. We go over our date and our weather. We always go through our day. We flip the cards over. We talk about our schedule for every day. We have our zones of regulation. This is great. We talk about how we're feeling. It's great for our emotional regulation, and understanding your feelings is great at an age like kindergarten. We then follow with the story. So this is our circle time. We have desk here. We have a few half moon tables. This is great. I'll sit in the middle, and our kids can still sort of be separate if we have to do a group interactive activity at the table sometimes. Over here we have our library. We have hundreds of books here, all nicely organized. We have our play area here. All these toys, they're in their separate bins. It's a great time. We do lots of playtime. It's great for socialization and things like that. Then in the middle of the classroom, sort of like a family has their dinner table where everyone comes and meets. We have our snack tables, so we have 4 students, 4 separate snack tables. Then we move over into our smartboard corner over here. This is where most of our meaty lessons happen. So I have access to the smartboard, which is excellent. We also have our whiteboard in this corner. And of course, our 4 desks with our 4 students' separate bins with all of their own pencils and crayons and markers, so they can all work independently. Then here, this is boring teacher storage. This is just where I keep some of our curriculum textbooks and a lot of our things for our language arts and our math supplies. Then we can look at our cubbies here. You can see, I don't know if you can see on the video, but we have each of our cubbies are separated by tape, so our students know which is their cubby. They're color coordinated along with their bins, so we have the red, the yellow, the green, and the blue. All the cubbies are separated, and that's where they put their backpacks and their agendas. And then before we go in the hallway, I'll just quickly show you, we have our popcorn word wall. So as we're reading stories, we'll notice different sight words that are popping up all the time. So then we'll throw them up on our popcorn wall. So if a kid is interested in a word they keep hearing, they can look for the beginning sound, and they can usually find that word. And then yes, of course, we have more storage for all of our supplies. Let's try to move into the hallway. And then I guess just in the hallway, in the hallway is where we just keep our outdoor shoes. We have our lockers. Every student has 2 lockers to themselves right now. And then this is sort of our display area where we show the school our work that we're doing. So we usually do some art and then another subject from usually language arts or science or math. It's a little look into the structure of the classroom.
Great. Now we'll go back into the classroom where I'll be asking Mr. Birch some questions about the program. Okay, you've alluded to a lot of the wonderful elements that are part of the students' day in kindergarten at Fieldstone. Could you just briefly take us through the students' daily routine, please?
Yeah, so I like to make it clear every morning what the schedule is, and now that we're into December, the students have a good idea of the schedule as well. So we start most mornings, they'll come in, take off their things, and since all the students arrive between like 8:15, 8:30, it's sort of tough to start a lesson right when the day starts, so I always let them just play for about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on when everyone arrives. It gives them a chance to socialize. They love talking about their night before, and they just love sharing and talking and playing with one another. It's a good way to start the day. Then after that, we come to our circle time, circle carpet, where we have circle time. First we start with a date. We talk about the weather. We all have our jobs. It's kind of tough to see, but we each have a job. So we have a weather person, we have a paper passer, and class organizers. So we just change those jobs every week. Gives them a little different responsibility. We then talk about, I'll give them a different topic. So we have our sharing microphone. So when they have this microphone, that means they're the only one that's allowed to talk. And then we talk about a different sharing topic, usually about a favorite thing. Then we talk about our feelings. That is all the time we do at Circle Carpet. And right now we're working on our phonemes and digraphs. So as you can see on the whiteboard, today we learned about the TH digraph. So we usually talk about and learn about the new sound. And then we would go over to the Smartboard Carpet so I'll give you an example today. We had story time, so at Circle Time we also read a quick story. Then we have phonics where we learned about our sound. Then we usually have snack time. You get about 15 minutes of snack before they go out for recess. And then we have 2 periods, so today we had art and math. Every day we will have math right before lunchtime. So we go to the cafeteria for lunch, and then we have a nice long recess. It gives them a break. And then our last 2 periods a day are sort of blended. So today we had history and geography. Then we have like a little short break. It's like 10-15 minutes of break. In the winter time, it's too much time for them to go get their snowsuits on and go outside. So we just usually play at our play carpet for those 10-15 minutes. And then at the end of the day, kindergartners are usually a little bit tired. So we'll do our last period. Today was a little bit of writing. We also did some reading time. And then maybe a little bit of play to end the day as well. And that's basically the day.
Wonderful.
Sort of changes here and there, but
Yeah.
basic structure.
So I know, because I've had the opportunity to check out some of your amazing lessons, within these subjects, I mean, the curriculum is really, really rich. So could you tell us a little bit about what makes Fieldstone's curriculum so unique?
Yeah, so you said it, their curriculum is really rich, and the thing I love about it is that I can pull from all these different resources because we are a part of the Cambridge and Core Knowledge curriculum. So I like to pull and take from each of those curriculums and really blend them together to create a very comprehensive curriculum. Another thing I really like is the class size that we have here. We only have 4 students, so everything I teach can be very individualized. I can meet the students where they're at, where they need to be, and it's great that way. We can work in small groups, a lot of small group instruction, so I love that about our curriculum. And one thing I love tying into, you can see on the whiteboard, we have one of our 6 pillars of character here at Fieldstone. This is great just to have. It's a nice base of character. Right now we are working on trustworthiness, but you can see the other 5 are over on our wall in the play area. So throughout the year we talk about our character and how we can tie those into our daily lives and our time here at Fieldstone. Those are the things that I think that Fieldstone really is able to offer. That makes
And
sense.
I love the interconnectedness of subjects. I remember you did in art, you used the scientific method to look at color mixing.
Mm-hmm.
There's the constant interconnectedness of curriculum subjects, which I think is really nice and really ties into our whole approach throughout the primary grades at Fieldstone as well.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see. They get really started early, learning about a lot of different subjects and seeing the connections between those subjects.
Of course.
Could you show us a project or activity that you and the kindergartners have done recently that was fun or interesting for them?
Yeah. So, I'll take you over to this spot on the floor because right now in math this week we are learning about the number line. So what we have here is a big long number line. It goes from 0 all the way up to 20. And this week we've been learning about the difference between numbers. We've been learning about the difference, and then we're going to start learning about how to add and subtract 2 using our number line. So from this week for math, it's been very interactive. we've been grabbing animals from our play area. It's almost been like each kid's game piece. And then we roll our big dice. We roll our big dice. The kids move up their animal however many spaces they roll on the dice, so it's giving them recognition with counting and obviously dice. And then as we get going, I'll ask the kids a question. I'll say, what is the difference between your animal and the other animal? And if they get that question right in the difference, then they get to move up an extra space. It's just a fun way to tie in, because I also call the animals by their names, so science, mathematics, also this idea of interaction with games. It's the social aspect of interacting with one another as well.
They seem to really enjoy it, and I took a picture of them interacting with this earlier today, which I will post on our social media channels as a follow-up to this event. It'll allow you to see the kindergartners actually really enjoying these types of activities. Wonderful. Last but not least, Mr. Birch, what do we do here at Fieldstone to ensure the students have a safe learning environment?
So this year in particular, we've made sure that all of our desks, you can see we have the tape on the floor, so when students are doing their individual work, of course, they're always keeping their masks on in the classroom. So we keep their masks on. Our tables are all at least 1 meter apart. We practice social distancing as much as we can in a kindergarten classroom. So you can see with our snack tables too, they're all separate. That is the only spot in the classroom, of course, when they're eating snack, they need to take their masks off. So we make sure that they're extra spread out there. But they know before we do anything like eating our snack, after play, going in between classes, coming in from recess, coming in from gym, they're always either sanitizing or washing their hands thoroughly. And since they're 4 and 5 years old, they are kids, so we do the best we can to keep their hands clean, keep them away from each other, not touching each other. But yeah, we make sure they have lots of space between their cubbies, and we just try to compound those public health measures as much as we can, the masks, social distancing, making sure our hands are clean, nice and hygienic. But yeah, that's...
And I think with only 4 students, there's a lot of chance that you have to really make sure you're taking care of each individual student.
Of course.
Making sure everyone is well looked after and kept safe.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add, Mr. Birch? Anything you find particularly exciting about teaching kindergarten at Fieldstone?
I just love with kindergarten in particular, they come in every day having either learned something new, experienced something new, and I love listening to their sharing with me their experiences. And as much as I can, I try to tie those experiences and those new learning abilities into the curriculum. And with that, I love as many aha moments, I call them teacher moments, when something clicks with a kid, especially in kindergarten. It's just so heartwarming to see what we're doing here is working, and it warms my heart every day to see how much they're learning.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining this very first Fieldstone Facebook Live event. We hope to have more events of this kind. And again, your comments are welcome. We will absolutely respond to those. If you include your email address, that would be very helpful. And we look forward to welcoming you back to Fieldstone in whatever capacity we can. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening.